All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening, everybody. And yesterday, as we were saying at the top of the show, yesterday, my team, we had that 1-0 win against Dinamo Kiev, and in Dinamo Kiev
Yeah,
backyard. So
that was a big win. I'll give y'all that. That's a big win.
right. That I mean, also not only that, it was a big win. It was
Narrow.
in the
That's a
manner,
narrow thing.
huh?
But it's
That's
a
a
tough
narrow
place to
win.
play, though, Tony. Tony,
Yeah,
Russia,
I
bro.
get it. That's
Russia,
true. Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
what?
I mean, it is a tough place to play, but I'm
tough
just saying
place
that
to
was a
play,
narrow
bro.
win.
In
Yeah.
Russia,
Yeah, and also it's in the manner in which we won that game, though. I mean, because we practically dominated that game, except for a few, lapses here and there.
yeah,
I do think our defense is even worse than Man U's defense, to be honest.
it
But
is. It is.
but I'll
It
say
is.
this though, right? So yesterday, Barca is somewhat, uh, some of the same Barca we used to see, right around, what's the Spain coach right now? The Spain coach's name right now,
Luis
Enrique.
Enrique.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Right around that Barca. In terms of, it's not quite a tiki taka kind of soccer, but it's similarly, it's getting closer to it. And in the terms of the intensity that we played in the midfield, that was great. That was great to see. How we moved the ball a little bit faster, right? We sprint back. We actually sprint back. A few times in that game, I could see the differences between the two games. Between the first game that the interim coach oversaw, and then that game yesterday. So I could see a lot of differences in terms of how fast we moved the ball. There was no body pausing and sleeping on the ball, so to speak. Our midfield was active, engaged, in a lot of the duels and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really happy with the way we played that game. I'm really happy with the way we got that 1-0 win. It could have been more. We could have lost that game as well, to be honest, because had the other team, had Dinamo be more clinical, I
Yeah,
mean,
they
it,
they
it would have
they had
been,
some chances.
yeah, it would have been, probably could have been a disaster. But we played well, and I'm particularly satisfied with Ensu, um, with the goal. That was a wonderful goal there. I'm quite happy also
Yeah, that
with,
goal was beautiful.
uh
So that goal was beautiful. I
yeah,
liked
I'm
it.
quite happy with the goal, and I'm quite happy with the pie as well. The way he, tried to push the team forward and everything. I think my only, I think my only, oh, Dembele came back.
Dembele came back. Yeah, I
Dembele
was about
came
to say
back.
you got to fuck with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see how that changed the whole game when he came in the
It's still
game?
Yeah.
Dembele. It's still Dembele.
Dude, man, like that man
Poor
was.
decision making at goal when he gets to the goal. That's the only criticism that guy
Well,
has.
but that's the
Yeah,
same
he
His
doesn't
situation he
score.
fin
had. He had with
He
Vini,
his
doesn't
though.
make
his
or score
final
enough goals.
decision. Yes, his final decision making is just so poor. Like, and either his technique is so bad when he shoots, or he just makes the wrong decision.
So that's the same situation you running with Vinny couple last season and a couple seasons before that. I
Hey,
think if he has a coach who's able to um guide him into the right directions in terms of his forward passing, and in terms of his finishing, I think he can be one of the best football players, in the world right now.
Smells
but,
like a Pogba
but
to me.
but how many years have we been saying that? How many seasons have we been saying that about
5 years,
Dembele? Like
five.
He's been
Smells
hurt,
like
exactly
a Pogba
guys.
to
ever
me,
since he
bro.
came
He's
from
spent a lot of
Dortmund.
time
Smells
being
like a
hurt.
Pogba to me, bro.
No, he's not a young player no more. You know that, right?
He's not a young player
He's
anymore,
not
bro.
playing.
And you
Ever since
spend
he came from
120
Dortmund,
million
we
dollars for that
this
guy.
man
I'm
played
sorry.
next to Messi, played next to Neymar, Suarez, and he didn't pick up nothing. Come
He's
on, man. Come on.
24
It's just
years
been
old,
too much.
guys. He's
He's just
24 years old.
and how
He's
long has
been
he
at
been playing?
Barcelona for 5 years, bro.
Right.
Come
So that
on,
means he
bro.
came in at he came in at 19.
After 25, he's a senior next year. He's
If
a
I'm
senior
playing,
next year.
if
And
I
by 28,
if I'm
he's
paying
he's nearing
100,
retirement. For forward,
yeah,
28 is
if
retirement.
I'm playing 120 million dollars for that, I'm sorry,
For
bro.
a
Yo,
I'm
winger,
I mean,
sorry.
you
for a
pay,
winger,
what did you pay for
lucky if he
Paul?
gets a
He's a
20.
90?
bust.
Didn't you pay 90 for
He's a
Paul?
bust. He's a
How much
bust.
did you pay for
He's a
No,
Paul?
bust. We paid
Dembele
we
has
paid
about
80,
3
$89
seasons.
million for Paul Pogba.
After incentive, 90, 91, or even more? So what you talking about?
But
I'm
see,
just, I'm
Dembele,
just saying your guy's a bust.
Dembele, it's different because you see, as a midfielder, midfielders can prolong their play. They can play up to like in their 30s, 32s, you know what I mean? But as a winger, you cannot, most wingers they don't reach they don't reach like 28, 27, 28 at their top like that because they start to decline. That's what we're looking at Hazard right now. Hazard ain't going nowhere from where he is right now. Unless he
And
changes the position.
if he loses his
He's not
speed,
gonna be. Yeah,
and if he loses his speed and he's already terrible in the final
yeah.
third, he doesn't
He's already
score,
dead.
he doesn't
Yep.
create.
He doesn't know how to pass. So what is he in there for? Just to run with the ball? I promise you, you can give Dembele the ball and you know nothing's gonna happen with that ball. Most of the time, nothing's gonna happen. So for me,
I don't,
Dest is
he came
much
into the
better.
game he came into the game last night and you could see the change that, how the team changed in terms of, going forward. In terms of somebody who's able to hold the ball and run past a few players and all that kind of stuff. I do agree that he does need to work on his passing and his forward passing, especially his forward passing and his decision making and his finishing as well. I do agree with that, but at 24, I do think that there is room for improvements, right? I do think if he has a good
Always is.
okay,
Always
so
is.
wait. Do you think
There's always room for improvement,
Do you
but
think Dembele could become one of the best players in the world if he's playing under Pep?
Dembele
under
reminds
Pep,
me of Wan-Bissaka, but it's okay. Let's keep it.
you see, with Pep is different. He could be, but you see, with Pep,
He
Pep
could be one of the best players
had
in
a
the
certain
world in
type of
his
players that he
position.
want. No, but not for Dembele though. He's French. Pep has certain type of players that he likes. He has certain quality of players. You see, and Dembele, with the way that he plays, Pep, if you don't have that IQ, you probably not gonna make it
Yeah.
into his
My
team.
Well, you're not gonna play.
question is, do you think he could become one of the best players in the world if he plays under Pep? That's my question.
No.
If he
And
plays
I'll
under
tell you
Carlo,
why.
maybe.
And
So
I'll
do you
tell you
think?
why.
So do you think
Can
Pep
I tell you
couldn't
why?
do? So do you think Pep couldn't do with Dembele what he did with Raheem Sterling?
I'll tell you why.
No, because Sterling is IQ. His football
Why?
IQ is on a different level than Dembele. And Sterling, even when he was at Liverpool, Sterling, you could tell, like Sterling, he was poor with his finishing. Yeah, I agree, but his decision making is not as bad
So
as
during
Dembele.
Liverpool, Sterling, what did Sterling have? Sterling had technique, he had speed,
His speed,
right? And he had technique. His issues were when he gets in front of goal,
finishing. Yeah,
flops,
that was
right?
the same thing in
And
Man
when he
City as
gets in
well.
front of goal, panics, right? And couldn't even he would seldom take the right, make the right pass and create something, but that was his biggest shortfalls, right? Comes under
Okay,
Pep.
so you said you talked. The first thing you said that Sterling had was what? Technique, right? Dembele
does not have
technically
technique.
he's not very good. He's not very good. He's not as good as Sterling. That's what I'm saying. So it's one of those things where you put him in a Pep system. Look at Pep's wingers, right? Look at Pep's the closest thing that Dembele could be to one of Pep's players is Leroy Sané.
That's it.
Right?
Nah.
But you look at how the way Sané plays, bro. Like you look at Sané, right?
Sané got technique.
He can dribble.
That's
what I'm saying. But do you see Dembele getting to that level?
Yeah, the comparison of him and Sané, bro.
Germany think No. We're talking about, do you think Pep can make him better? Let's look at what Pep did with Leroy Sané. Do you think that Dembele can get to that level? Be
Absolutely.
Pep, when it comes to
wingers, I think Dembele is a great player. I think he has the potential to be a great player if you put him in the right environment with the right coaching.
Let me say this, Pep.
But
I believe Pep
Barcelona
makes
an
players,
environment where he can thrive.
Players that are.
One second
Okay,
though.
go ahead.
Tony, remember what you were saying, right? So Dembele, when Dembele came into Barcelona, he came under Valverde? Was it Valverde? Yeah,
Was
he
it?
came in. He came in
Yeah,
under
yeah. I think it was
Valverde.
Valverde because Valverde came after Pep. Yeah,
Yeah, he came in under Valverde, right?
yeah.
So then Valverde, and then you had, I think you had, maybe one or two coaches, like none of these coaches, I would say, is able to, or they, I don't think they have the mindset of a Pep Guardiola in terms of developing players. Or
Yeah.
like some of the greatest coaches out there, you have the in Carlo, you have the Zinedine Zidane, who is able to take a player, you know, soften the rough part of the play and make them perform to the best of their abilities. Certain coach have the
Do you,
ability to do
do you
that,
know
or
how
they
a
have
coach
the
does that?
capacity to do that.
You know how a coach does that?
How?
Coaches do that, right? By putting that player, analyzing their strengths and their weaknesses, and putting them in the best position for them to play to their strengths, right? So in a system that Pep Guardiola plays, right, it's easy for a guy like Sterling to score 15 goals a season because guess what? He's always the blind side winger. How many goals does Sterling score that are tap-ins? He'll probably score 8 or 9 tap-ins a season. You get what I'm saying? Because of
Mhm,
that system. You get what I'm saying?
mhm.
So it's one of those things where we could say, okay, maybe Dembele hasn't improved because of the system that he's playing. They're not using him the right way because he was a good player at Dortmund. Dortmund plays a certain style of play that suited his game. You get what I'm saying? So could if we put him in a Pep Guardiola system, can he do the things that Pep needs his wings to do? Right? Can they come inside, create space for the fullback? Can they make that third man run on the backside to score the tapping in behind? Right? It's things that right now even Jack Grealish is learning. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he could improve to be a better player, or maybe he cannot. Maybe he's not a fit for the system. Otherwise, Pep would have brought him to Man City.
Well,
So
I
to say,
mean, I think he
if he
wanted.
if he felt he could use him.
I think he wanted. I think also he wanted to play for Barca though. So I think I wouldn't lose hope with them, because I think I have a we might have a good, what I perceive to be going to be a good situation with Xavi if he comes over, and and you can already see some changes in the team. So I mean, I think it's we have better things ahead of us, right?
You see, yeah,
So
I'm
so,
glad
so
you
if he
mentioned
doesn't play
Xavi
well
and
under
this.
Xavi,
Oh no, you see, I'm glad you mentioned Xavi in this because remember if you remember Dembele, whenever he came to Barca, he came when Iniesta still there, and he still had players like Busquets and all of them, Messi, all of them big players around him,
been there
and
for a while.
that was his time for him to develop. That was what 2017, I think. That was his time to develop, and
Right.
he's coming from Borussia Dortmund, where he was electrifying. And Borussia, you got to remember, it had it always has youth. It always has a youth squad. He was playing with Marco Reus when he was still in his youth, and he was still like Aubameyang and all of that. And you see, in Borussia, if you see or look at Dembele's play, the reason why he was taken by Barca is because like he could run with the ball. He had a striker like Obama who was quick. So
Mhm.
whenever you run with the ball, make a
Mhm.
cross, Obama could get onto those balls. But now you come into Barca where now it's all about tiki taka. They still have the tiki taka there. They still because they under
Yeah.
Valverde they still play there. They still had Iniesta,
Right,
Busquets.
right,
That's still
right.
midfield was still there. You know, and all the argument about Pep now, you see, Pep has certain players that he likes to develop, and the certain players that he just uses as contingency players. For example, why I said that, look under whenever he had Pedro and Sanchez, those were amazing players. Those guys were really good players. But whenever they played, they were just used as contingency players or as a substitute, just to change the pace, and that was it. As soon as they moved from Barca, they went and became great players in those respective teams. So a player like Dembele, I don't see Pep. having his radar on a player like Dembele because of that IQ aspect. That's the reason why he went for Grealish. Grealish, the reason why Pep went for Grealish, it was because of this. If you look at how Grealish was playing at, was he at West Ham or Villa?
Villa.
Villa. It was a Villa.
It was a Villa.
Yeah. Grealish, most of Grealish's goals, man, it was just a matter of, you can tell like this guy's intelligent, this guy's smart. It's not just work rate. Dembele is just work rate and pace, but less IQ, less technique, and no finishing at all.
So are we saying that there's no hope for him? Is that at 24 years old, there's no hope for him? Oh, there is on a different manager, somebody who can utilize what he has. You see, like there's some.
Tony, to be honest, bro, I really think is at a wrong team.
Yeah, he's not in the right. He's not in the right place.
He's in the wrong team. I don't think Dembele is a Barcelona player. Just like you alluded to, the style of play for Barcelona really doesn't suit his game, bro. Like Barcelona is not that team that like, oh, you know, we're gonna try and put the ball behind people. We need people making runs behind. They'll play through you. They don't
have
play
fast
around
strikers. So there many Barcelona fast strikers.
Like they'll play. Barcelona plays through you. So I mean it's difficult. I feel like that's probably some of the part of the reason why, in my opinion, I think he hasn't succeeded is because the style of play for Barcelona doesn't really suit his game. I mean, if he was to come to the Premier League, you'd do very well because it's a running game over there.
You definitely could
pull up.
So
we don't want him.
I mean, you know,
we're good. We don't want him.
You go to Wolves.
You don't want him. You know, I mean, I think. You know what?
You can Wolves is taking all of Barcelona's rejects.
Yep, you can go to Wolves.
Wolves is taking all of Barcelona's rejects.
Even Liverpool, but then it's so hard for him to break into Liverpool's squad right now because Liverpool.
I'll give you guys. You know who I'll give you. You know who I'll give you, Calvin. I'll give you Coutinho. You can have.
That is a.
He can go back
still
to
a player. Man. Come on,
we don't need Coutinho.
Coutinho is still a player.
Nah, bro, Tony, that guy is washed up.
No,
that guy is.
I don't believe so. Bro. That is that one I would say I still faith in.
Bro, I feel like Coutinho got that little Brazilian syndrome in him. You know, he made a little money, he got comfortable, and it's like, yo, I've made it.
It's just
Coutinho
not.
had the,
okay,
my
argument for Coutinho is that he's just not in the right system. Just like
Coutinho is
why is everybody not ever in the right system?
It's just not a Barca player. Some players are right system. Like, yo, listen. Barcelona,
how, bro? How?
The way
this man was signed as Neymar. How is he not in the right system?
No, it's not a Neymar type of player. Let me tell you why. Coutinho, if you look how when he came to Barca, he was taken into Barca as, oh yeah, he's just going to be one of the greatest, you know, coming out of Liverpool, that form that he had, and he became Barca. Guess what Barca did? Shipped him off to Bayern. Guess what happened when he was in Bayern? The reason why Barca
he sat on the bench.
At Bayern?
He sat on the bench.
Look at
Bayern sat on the bench. Like yes, he sat on the bench,
but whenever he got
then Barcelona took him back because nobody was willing to pay that wage.
No, you were not watching
the game. You know, I would say when he went to Bayern,
you were not watching him at Bayern.
Hey, when he went to Bayern,
I watched Bayern, bro. You know, Bayern is my second team.
But then at that point, if you say Coutinho did not revive himself at Bayern Munich, then you are not watching him because Steve, look at
Bayern. He did
succeed at Bayern, and that's when he got back in form. In Bayern, he got back in form. Coutinho was scoring. He was assisting. Then he was taken back to Barcelona because of his form that he had got whenever he got into Bayern. The reason why he was sitting on the bench was because it was so hard for him to break into the Bayern Munich team. Bayern Munich team is so hard to break into, but once Coutinho got that stride, oh man, come on. That man was so good. Marco Reus did the same thing. He ended up going back to Dortmund because like he wasn't working all day. He was not his team. He was not somewhere where he could play. Look at Marco Reus. Went back to Dortmund. Look at what he became. Became Marco Reus back to himself.
Reus
some
never
players
left,
are just not. They're just not meant to for those teams.
Yeah, Marco Reus firstly never left Dortmund.
Well,
but
okay, I think
Coutinho came back, right? But is he lighting it up at Barcelona?
Dude, man, the man's been hurt half the time.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, if he's that guy, bro.
So he just started. The man's been hurt half the time. He's just now starting to play. He's just not now. Granted, I'm not the best of Coutinho's fan out there. Reason why? You know why? Because I'll tell you Coutinho's play at Barca. I'll sum it up in just a few sentences for you, right? Coutinho got the ball. Coutinho turned left. Coutinho turned right. Do 3-step forward. Turn, pass the ball backward. That's Coutinho's play at Barca, right? Right now, what I see now, right? What I'm seeing now for the last 2 games or so where he played, I see Coutinho now trying to move forward with the ball. So if he starts to succeed with this type of play now, I think, okay, there's some way that he can redeem himself. Because before, that's all he was doing, passing the ball back, sideways, and all that kind of stuff. That was the same problem I had with Arthur. Remember Arthur Melo? That was the same problem I had with him. The man's wonderful on the ball, but all he was passing it to, it's either back or left and right, never a forward pass. And every time he made a forward pass, it was a bad pass. So
don't you believe it's a system though?
I think it's a system
that's not suiting. That's not suiting him.
Yeah, but what's he doing in Juve now?
Because no, you're talking about you're talking about Arthur. No, I'm talking about Coutinho. Like, what I'm saying is, whenever he was at Bayern, he had Coleman and all those wingers, electrified wingers that were just running in behind, and he succeeded in that kind of situation where he had like players like Muller, Lewandowski, like top players that could read the game at a higher IQ, And so that's what I'm saying. Don't you think that it's because like Coutinho is just not in the right setup?
But the man was playing with players.
But he was playing with Messi though.
He played with Messi
and Suarez. He's playing with Messi and Suarez. It's like they're not of a high IQ.
I mean, I get that's what I'm saying. You can be playing with some of the geniuses, but
I know you're trying to. I know you guys
are just
trying to
not
defend Phil Coutinho, bro. Phil Coutinho last had his best days at Liverpool, and that was it. It's over. I don't see him coming back.
You don't see him coming back?
I don't see him coming back, bro.
He just needs to leave. He just needs to leave Barca. That's it.
Play for Liverpool, bro. What do you expect? I don't.
That's why you're biased, because you just Man United, Liverpool.
Nah, not that, bro. Like Phil Coutinho.
Liverpool. Liverpool. Let's just talk about Liverpool.
That's a waste of $160 million right there for Barcelona. I'm sorry.
Let's talk about Liverpool's win today, man. So they had a 2-0
Atletico
against Atletico Madrid. What do you guys think of that?
Atletico was a bunch of thugs.
That was a pretty really almost, I would say that was really good game from Liverpool. They were perfect on all levels, man. Like on like the wing backs, bro. Like they were going at them. And to me, Liverpool played exceptionally well. Atletico didn't really play that bad, but they just got outplayed by Liverpool.
I feel like Atletico, they just like their coach, man. They're too emotional, and sometimes I feel like they just can't control like emotionally they can't control themselves in the game when it gets heated, especially playing against a good opponent. Like I feel like Liverpool bossed them around, and you saw how the tackles started flying, and and it was just one of those things, bro. Where I feel like there was frustration at the fact that they were playing the best team in the world right now, and it pains me to say, but I don't think anybody is beating Liverpool right now.
You think? You don't
that
think?
team is just it's a well-oiled machine, bro.
Their first 15 players they're top notch. Like
Liverpool's the best team in the world, bro.
Doesn't really have any depth. Liverpool does not really have depth.
I understand, but if those 15 can destroy any team on the planet, it's cool.
Yeah, there's 15 of quality, because they can have like 3 substitutions. Like probably, in the midfield you got a Fabinho, Keita, and Anderson, and Curtis Jones, and they're the 4 that rotate in the midfield. If you think about it, and the backline remains the same.
It's a machine.
Just put in Matip, yeah. With the return of Matip and him, and they got a really solid team, man.
Bro, it's a machine, bro. Liverpool is
Jota, Firmino.
Yeah. I think Liverpool will be in the final. That's my take.
You think?
Yeah. I
All
mean,
right,
I'll
so
be hard pressed to see anybody beating Liverpool unless they have one of those a bad day. Like
who do you guys think will win that Champions League?
Liverpool.
Madrid.
Listen, look at the person saying Liverpool.
Who am I gonna say, bro? If I'm gonna say, hey, come on, man, you gotta have faith.
I mean, I could go with Barca as well,
but if we talk about form, though,
we gotta be realists too.
Bayern Munich
we gotta
is
be realists too.
Really playing really exceptional for me, and I see Bayern Munich like winning it.
I think Bayern Munich
and they have depth. They can make substitutes anywhere and they can switch up the game in any different way they want to right now. They have over 2 or 3 players for every position. It's like everything is just switching and changing. So
I mean, I believe. I feel you, but I'm just not convinced. There's just something about Bayern Munich that's just like I can't put my finger on it.
They can take it to the final.
I can't put my finger on it, but Bayern midfield going forward, they're forced. I feel like they're still suspect in the back. They still have a world-class goalkeeper who bails them out sometimes. But I don't think Sule is that guy. Yeah, huh? I don't think he's that guy at center back. I feel like they have a weakness
whenever
there.
Whenever they lost, what's his name? The brother?
Boateng.
I mean, as much as he was slow though, he kind of commanded a presence. Yeah. He commanded a presence in that team, you know. Wait, and Sule does not, for some something else. Yeah. But he commanded a presence, so you could tell like he had a little bit of control. That's one thing that Sule don't have. Sule don't have that. He cannot control.
He can't command the defense yet.
You know, yeah. So and they just bought a defender though. That guy, he's a freaking workhorse though. That black guy.
Upamecano.
Yeah, man.
Upamecano.
He is workhorse.
They got Dio or Upamecano.
Macano
from France. They got quite a few defenders though. You know?
I mean, they have a squad. To be honest, he's buying all his as a squad. And Coleman right now, see his game. Man, he was causing terror on the freaking left side, man. Even on the right side, whenever he switched. Like Coleman is just, and the fact that he's using Coleman, and what's his name? The one we are just talking about, Sane, and my Arsenal protege, Gnabry, in the same team. Yeah, all in the same team because they're all the same. They're like the same player, but they're all playing in the same team. And I was like, when I was looking at that squad, I'm like, how are you gonna play all 3 of them? How is it gonna work? But I don't know. They made it work, and it was just crazy. Even Muller was on the bench, and it was crazy. And Lewandowski, come on, that man is a freaking he's a goal scorer, man.
Guys, we're gonna have to call it quit here.
Yes, sir.
That was a wonderful show. Again, I'll repeat again to the fan. We want to hear from everyone and hear from everybody. Just pretty soon, our idea is we want to go live with the show. We want to have all that conversation in a live event where we can hear what the rest of you guys are thinking. And what you got to say about your teams and what's being said on the show and everything. We welcome all.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. We're not football pundits. We're not on ESPN, Fox Soccer, or this or that. We're just like friends and who loves football. Who loves to talk about footballs and we got real feeling going on here.
True.
Yeah. Subscribe to the show. And when we're ready to go live, we'll be happy to see you guys. On the live event with us. What do you guys? What would be your last word, guys?
Hey, it was a great show, great chat, guys. And it's always a great time, just chatting about football, with you guys, and just going back and forth, with the knowledge that you guys have. And it'll be nice just to have everybody's opinions and we are, like you said, we're not pundits, so most of this is just about our knowledge of football and us just watching. And we might say something you do not agree with. So mostly based on opinion. Sometimes it's not factual, but it's football. That's how football is. And yeah, and on top of that too, I want to make myself a correction. And I remember that I made a mistake when I was talking about Royce. I meant Gutsa. My bad on that, fellas. Yeah,
I knew what you meant. I remember. I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
I knew what
really
you meant.
Mixed them up.
I know what you meant.
Yeah, you got me though, right? Yeah, it was good. So I just thought about it right now. I'm like, yeah, that's the play I was talking about. But yeah, go ahead, Calvin.
Manchester Derby on Saturday.
So we gotta do a show about that. We gotta do a show either right after this or like before,
play Man
during,
City.
whatever.
No, that needs to be right after the game. If we can do it.
I'm not gonna talk to anybody right after the game.
No, Sunday. We can do Sunday. We can do it. Yeah, we can do Sunday.
But we could do a Sunday take. But we're just gonna see what kind of Man United shows up on Saturday, really. Because right now we don't know what kind of team we'll see. We're gonna see the Liverpool Man United. Are we gonna see Tottenham Man United? Are we gonna see midweek Man United? Like we don't know. But I'm gonna be repping my team. I know we're gonna do well. I know we're gonna do well. Ole always beats Pep, so
Ronaldo
that's
always
a good
loves
thing.
Pep.
But exactly. So we'll see how it goes.
I don't agree with that, though, Tony.
But yeah,
that's actually not true.
Go Man United.
And that's not
all
true.
I can say.
That's
I know
not
you're gonna
true.
say that.
You had a terrible time in Spain.
I know you're in Spain, but
you had a terrible time in Spain under Pep. You know that.
Pep in Bayern though. Okay, we're not gonna go back to that.
Well, you
know Pep in Bayern, the record. Yep, exactly.
But yeah, everybody, thank you for joining the channel. Please like and subscribe. Like the guy said, we're gonna be going live here pretty soon. So just make sure that you follow us. If you have anything to comment, please just use a comment section. But yeah, subscribe and hope to see you.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. That's it for tonight. Y'all have a wonderful night, and we'll see you guys next time. All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.